I lived in the middle of the jungle, too. There is a moment in human evolution where the universe knocks on your door, and that call comes from your higher self, which is essentially you, but in a higher frequency, with a deeper understanding and an expanded consciousness. This call comes at the least expected moment because it comes to shake your reality, to re-evolutionize everything you thought was true. Some call it awakening. For me, it's a reminder because it's a process in which I will remember everything that I already am but forgot when I embody in this human experience. In my case, this reminder came at an early age when my divine gifts started to unfold. Today, I understand that time is perfect because it's non-existent, and that this call was constant throughout my life. However, I fully embraced it in 2020 when the world took a much-needed pause. For many years, I worked in the oil and gas industry, a rather masculine industry, exploiting Mother Earth and draining her veins of blood, metaphorically speaking. My connection to my feminine side was quite misaligned. I was overly focused on my masculine side, on power, money, control, and everything that the world experiences and maintains to this day. But the universe and its cycles are perfect. And in that year, all human beings were invited to look within. We were ready or not. Although everyone was invited, many ignored the invitation. And that's okay. It's part of free will. Every evolutionary process has its beginning and its end. In our case as humans, our end is to transcend the earthly experience and ascend to the next level. When the world stopped, I was in Houston, where I had been for several years. And even though I was born in South Texas, I always saw Houston as my home, the place where I had initiated my transformation and connected with my purpose to help others transform as well. When my adventure companion suggested going to the Mayan Riviera, at least for a few months, my initial reaction was definitely no, because as I mentioned before, I was very disconnected from my roots. My connection to the earth did not exist. I liked the city, the air conditioning, my hot water bathtub. Plus, I lived in one of the best areas of the city, a very luxurious one, where I had my sports car and all the comforts that anyone could desire. In short, I was quite comfortable in my comfort zone. Why bother myself? But the universe had other plans for me. And since we had been locked up for many months, it was a fact that we were not planning to continue like that. I decided to answer the call to adventure, and we put all of our things in a storage unit, gave up the apartment, and moved to the Mayan Riviera. In that same week, 3 different hurricanes hit, and our plans to live on Holbox Island were deeply affected. A las 7 de la mañana, con una noticia de evacuación total de la isla. Bienvenido al sistema sincrónico. A cabo la evacuación total. So we ended up 22 kilometers inside the Mexican jungle in Tulum. In these 7 months, I reconnected with Mother Nature, with my ancestors. I discovered that I have Mayan roots and connected with my inner shaman. It was an entire experience that marked a before and after in my life. The jungle embraced me and reminded me of who I am, where I come from, and where I'm going. And initially, the dramatic change from living with so many luxuries, with so many comforts, to completely let go of everything, to pursue a purpose, something greater than myself, a life mission. In the Riviera, I discovered true freedom, not just externally, but a rebirth within me. 1 year later, I traveled to New York, and I realized that cities needed all of these to reconnect with their being, to remember their origin, their destiny. How was today's morning? as much as I was tempted to stay and live in the jungle, creating an independent and autonomous community away from the system, a part of my heart told me that I cannot act like nothing is happening out there and create a bubble in my world, knowing that other fractals of the source are out there without connecting with their inner power. At the same time, it was a huge challenge because once your consciousness expands, you feel like an extraterrestrial. But wait a minute.
Yeah, to your